Hello, I'm so excited to be here. Trying to make Instagram connection work right now. All right, we're here. Awesome. Okay, hey, my name is Marie, and I am a therapist who has gone rogue as a nervous system coach. Used to do the hustle and grind of working the 9 to 5, and it wasn't aligned for me. Didn't like the system of therapy world, and now I'm here as an online coach, and I am loving life more than I ever could at 8 months pregnant. If you hear me breathing a little bit, it's because I'm 8 months pregnant, and sometimes the baby pushes against my lungs, and it is hard to breathe. But I'm really glad to be here. There's 2 screens going, so I might look back and forth between trying to connect with who's ever here. And if you have any questions or comments, just feel free to leave them anywhere you like, or also just to reach out to me personally if you'd like to. Okay, so basically what I like to start out with every time I do a live, anytime I meet with a client, a group, whatever, is a somatic exercise. And so what I want you to do is I want to connect. That's why I'm wearing my oxytocin molecular structure today. And we're going to connect with our hearts, because really we are all connected. We're all connected to this earth. We're all one collective nervous system together. And we can regulate together. That's called co-regulation, and it feels really good. So we're going to do this even though we can't technically see each other online. It's going to feel good. Okay, so I want you to put a hand on your chest, and if this feels good to you, you don't have to follow me. And you're just going to, what you're going to do is you're going to rub in a circular motion, and as you do this, you're going to use your mouth and your breath to say the words. This might sound silly. Yam, very slowly as you exhale out of your mouth. And so we're going to do it together. I'm going to take a nice inhale as I kind of just rub my heart. Exhale, yeah. Let's do it one more time. Yeah. Just be here and notice the beat of your heart. Is it moving quickly? Is it moving slowly? Do the muscles in your chest feel tense, constricted? Do they feel relaxed? These are all signs of protection or safety. And in this moment, we just tell ourselves we are safe to connect here. We are safe to be whoever has joined us. The parts that I always like to tell groups is that the laws of 2 feet is that whatever happens in this space was meant to be and was supposed to happen here. And when it starts, and when it's over, it's over. Because the laws of 2 feet, you have 2 feet yourself. You are a free entity. You have the ability to move freely in this space, even though I can't see you technically, to do whatever you need to do. So if you need to get up, if you need to lay down, if you don't want to do the thing that I'm asking the group to do together, you don't have to do it, because there is no prescription for healing. I am very against that. Healing is intuitive, so you have to be the intuitive master of yourself, because you are, and you know exactly what feels good to you. So please feel free to move about and do whatever you need to do, because as my friends and clients would tell you, I love when women meet their own needs. Okay, so to start out, I want to talk a little bit about, and hopefully this will go for about 20 minutes or so, but who knows, we could go a little longer. If we do, feel free to jump off and watch the replay. So most of us jump into this entrepreneur world because we come from a place of protection. And what I mean by that is that in our autonomic nervous system, which you're going to hear me say a million times, we have experienced something in our life that did not make us feel safe. So that was trauma, essentially. Trauma is an ambiguous word, but it basically means like when a need was not met in your life, when you didn't reach safety, when it didn't feel good, when you didn't have somebody to reconnect and reestablish something that probably happened in some type of rupture in a relationship that was not repaired. And so we are already coming from a place of feeling unseen and unheard, and like something needs to give. And so most of us, though, have this part of ourselves, and you'll hear me talk about parts, that have big dreams. We want to inspire, we want to create, we want to help. That's a huge thing, the helpers of the world. And we're doing these things in our lives that seem really bold and expansive and scary as hell, fearful, because we want to create generational wealth for our family. We're the first ones to do that. We want to leave the 9-to-5 rat race, or have, because we want to have balance in our lives. We want to connect with people. We want to spend more time with our family. It doesn't usually come down to the things that we think it is. It's the purpose and the why, not just the, oh yeah, I want to make money, I want to attract clients. Those are the things that are going to happen, yes, to get you to the purpose and the why, the more of what you're actually going for. And the thing is that because of the things that we have been patterned to do, so we're stuck, most of us are stuck in a protection zone. And that just means that our autonomic nervous system is stuck in a pattern of dysregulation. It's not great, and most of us don't even know we're there. I had no idea, because society makes it feel very normal that anxiety is just a normal thing that you're going to feel forever. Sadness, depression, overwhelm, feeling like an imposter sometimes, not being able to shut off your mind, not being able to sleep. A lot of these things become so normalized, especially going into the rat race of that hustle culture that you probably left your 9-to-5 of the more, if I just give more, if I just produce more, I will succeed. And these are all ground down into belief systems that are hardwired into your autonomic nervous system. You were not born with these beliefs. Somebody implanted you. Some type of experience in your life showed you that this is the way that you had to show up to be. And so you feel overwhelmed. You want to burn it down. It gets really hard to do this because you're jumping onto a roller coaster in entrepreneurship and you don't know what to expect exactly. Because let's face it, this is a roller coaster. There is no blueprint. There is no exact map for what we are all doing here. We are creating, we are being. But what happens is that when you're stuck in this protect mode, it's really hard to create. It's really hard to have clarity on what do I do next. It's really hard to communicate sometimes with people effectively without that clarity, and to connect in general, because you're thinking about what's the right thing to say, what should I do. If you haven't started the business yet, it's like, what do I need to do right first? What's that piece of paper I need to get certified to show that I'm worthy and I'm not an imposter? And did you hear me say worthy? What's ground down in all of this is that there are limiting beliefs that you carry, consciously or subconsciously. Even if you logically know that you are enough, it's your body that's telling you if you are enough. Even if you logically know you are worthy, without the production, that you are not a failure, if your body doesn't believe that, it's going to show. Last year I had, I guess they would say, a come to Jesus moment with myself, where I realized the belief I carried was I don't feel safe in my business. So when I would open the DMs and talk to people, I would think about what's the right thing to say, which is really silly because I'm a natural born connector. I love connecting with people. Instead of just being myself, I would think, what's the right thing to say here? And so it wasn't fun. If I would look at my bank account, I would immediately get this tense reaction in my body, but I wasn't cued into that because I was so tuned out for everything's fine. I'm doing great. My life is separate. My life is going great, which it was. I was enjoying it, having a lot of balance, But in my business, I didn't feel safe, and it definitely showed in the people that wanted to come into the business, because your authenticity matters. It's all energy. And when you are stuck in a state of dysregulation, that's the energy that's going to show you. That's the energy that's going to show your clients, the people that step into your realm. So, what we need to do is not logical here to change our mindsets. We have to embrace the woo. And I'm a whole heaping of that. I love to embrace the woo. It's changed my life, thinking and believing in the things that you can't actually logically explain. And so the two things that you really need to step into the somatic journey is curiosity and compassion. And these are two C's of self that are found in a regulated nervous system. So it's the curiosity to just respond in different situations. You get to know yourself. How does your body feel when you open up your DMs or your emails and you're talking to a client and maybe they tell you no, they don't want to work with you? Or how does it feel when you open up your bank account? How does it feel like when you perceive you've done something wrong in any type of relationship? Because let's get real, business and life merge together. They all create a domino effect. Your body is constantly talking to you, and this is called interoception awareness. It is sending internal message, your internal messaging system, basically like you've got mail, and it's telling you things on how it's doing, if it feels safe, and if it doesn't. This morning, for example, I woke up and things were just different. I had gone through 3 or 4 days of feeling really contracted. That's when your nervous system just goes in on itself. And a lot of people feel not great in this state because they're used to the hustle and the grind and the energy. And this is the space where everything slows down because you're going more in your parasympathetic rest and digest system. You're going inward, and it can feel very slow. And you could interpret that as depression, as sadness, and maybe you might feel some of that. I felt some of that, but the difference now in me a year, 2, 3 years ago is that I embrace it. I embrace the contraction. And because I was able to be there in that state and allow myself the permission to go there, go to those places, I'm coming out of it. And today I noticed so many things about the world I don't think I would have noticed before. And I just take awe and wonder in the blue sky and the sun, which is pretty incredible for Oregon. And I notice walking through the forest by my house how calm my body feels. And how do you know you're calm? That's a good question I ask my clients. I noticed I was calm because my shoulders were relaxed. They weren't up here. And my chest was relaxed. I noticed I was calm, that I felt safe because I was breathing deeply, and that the mindset, my mind wasn't racing. I wasn't thinking, what do I have to do, the next thing in my business, while I walked through the forest. No, I was listening to the birds chirping. I was like walking my dogs, and it was beautiful, and I got to take in that world, and it gave me so much. Because when you live in a regulated nervous system, you give back to yourself. You're living in your authentic self. And after that experience, I've just had so much clarity to be able to put into my business, to be able to connect with my clients the way that feels good to me. So one thing we're going to do real fast here is to connect with the woo, is we're just going to do a simple body scan just to connect with our body and see how it's going. So I want you to bring up just a typical day for you as an entrepreneur, and kind of like the things, the hurdles that you go through, or whatever comes to mind. There's no right or wrong answer here. Or if you're thinking about jumping an entrepreneur, what kind of comes up as the worries, the hurdles, and getting into this realm. And just play that out as a movie in your mind. And then I want you, and you can do exactly what I'm doing, or you don't have to. I want you to just scan your body, then your head, all the way down to your toes, and just notice parts of your body and how it's responding to the story. And I just want you to stay here for a moment and just notice the parts of your body that maybe feel a little unpleasant and uncomfortable. And if this is too hard, it's okay to come out of it. It takes practice to be able to feel and sit with our discomfort. This is energy in your system that never got to go to safety. It's one way to look at it. It's also another way to look at it is parts in your system, your family system, like anxiety, fear, shame, imposter syndrome, that's stuck here with you, that are protecting a little girl inside you carrying some burdening belief with her. She's a failure. She's not good enough. She can't do this right. Now, I want to teach you a strategy that my clients love and rave about. And we're going to do some tapping together. And before you might say, tapping doesn't work for me, I've been there too. I've said things like breath work doesn't work for me. But when I really think about it, it's not that breath work doesn't work for me. I have not given it my 100% because I have a lot of background with panic attacks. And so sometimes some types of breath work can feel really scary to me. But the more you use this and allow yourself to fall into these different somatic approaches and allow that logical part of you that's saying this can't work for me and just let it go today, the more you're going to fall into yourself and realize how much wisdom and potential your body holds within you. So let's just let go of the potential of this not going to work for me and just see what happens. All right? So I'm going to play some music because I've had a lot of clients tell me how much they love the music aspect of this. And I'm going to teach you how to tap. Now, this is basically like, tapping is like acupuncture essentially, but it's releasing emotional, without the needles, we're releasing emotions or parts connected to energy in your autonomic nervous system. And we're just going to notice, we're practicing here, what happens through this experience. So there is no wrong or right way to do this. I want you to just notice whatever part of your body was lighting up. And if it's in that body scan, if that's hard to recall, bring something up that happened recently in your business or your personal life that bothered you, that created some type of disturbance, and allow yourself to notice where your body is feeling that. Now that you have it, we're going to start tapping together, and you're just going to follow that thread. It's a thread, and all you're going to do is follow it. And if you might experience thoughts, images, different beliefs, different times in your lives, memories potentially of things popping up, colors, sometimes clients say, whatever you notice, just go with it and dive into that and then see what happens next. This is all practice, right? So it's all going to give us information. We're cultivating compassion and curiosity of ourselves in this state. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the tapping with you. So if you get lost, just look at my body. Okay, so first of all, I just want you to get in a comfortable seat. You can lay down if that feels good to you. And we're going to get started. I want you to just breathe normally. And I want you to notice the space in your body that's calling to you. And then you're going to start tapping above your eyebrows. And you're just going to notice and breathe. And if you want to dance to the music, if you want to sway, you do that. Because there's no right or wrong way to do this. allow yourself to just be, feel, and express yourself, even if it feels funny or weird or silly. Tapping on the sides of your eyes. We inhale compassion for ourselves, and we exhale any fear that might resonate here today. Tapping underneath your eyes. Sorry, I didn't skip that. Just allowing yourself to fall into your body and feel whatever needs to be felt without judgment. Instead, invoking curiosity on what's here, what has been. Tapping under your nose. Allowing yourself to move in the way you need to move. To express things that were long forgotten, it seems, to be expressed, that have been trapped here far too long. Tapping on your chin. Tapping on your collarbone and saying hello to all the parts of you that might be here. Fear of showing up in expansive ways in this light of business. Shame of doing something wrong, of being a failure. Feeling like an imposter, that you'll never have the confidence, that you compare yourself to all the women around you that they feel like they have it and you don't. You're just noticing those parts of you that carry those stories. And getting curious on where they come from. Oftentimes they didn't even start with you. Rub your pecs. We allow ourselves to shed layers that are deeper than our lifetime. To sink into the wounds. To allow ourselves to release such inherent wisdom inside our DNA. Tapping on the sides of your body where a bra line might be, either like this or like this, whatever feels better. Just allowing yourself to feel whatever is here, to see whatever is here, to be with it, to embrace it. To say hello to that little girl that might carry some wounds with her. Just recognizing, what does she need? What does she need to feel safe? Tapping on your solar plexus underneath your rib cage. Often such a place where women carry such tightness of constriction, of having to stay small, having to carry shame tied to feeling like a failure, that we can't make mistakes. Instead of realizing that mistakes help us grow, that we get to be here to make mistakes in the first place. And that's some serious magic in itself. Tapping on your thumb near your nail bed. Next finger. Allowing yourself to cry or smile, experience gratitude, joy. Just revel in whatever you're reveling in right now. Pleasant or unpleasant. Just the joys of being human is how much we can feel and expand into. Next finger. Skip to your pinky. Now, judo chop your palm and let yourself know something that you need to know today. Something that that little girl needs to know. And let that wash over you and feel into your body as you tap and breathe on the back of your hand. And I want you to take a nice inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. And just sit and notice your body now. What is the experience? What do you feel? And allow it to just be. Whatever you feel in this state is okay. You might feel lighter and brighter. There might be some more disturbance that you felt, some more release that you're noticing. If you notice that, I want you to make the call for yourself. If you want to go back in and do tapping again, if you want to go take a bubble bath, you want to go outside and walk out in the sunshine, take a deep breath, whatever feels good to you, this is all intuitive work. Now there's going to be some integration that happens after this experience of what your body has funneled in, what your nervous system has learned from you being able to take that time to go within yourself and literally rewire generations. That's what you just did. Talk about generational wealth. It comes from within, of just changing your limiting beliefs, how your ancestors saw each other, themselves, and how you see yourself now. This is some serious work that you're doing. It's not always easy, but I will tell you, it'll make a huge impact on the way that you show up in your business, and then domino effect, the way that you feel in your partnership with your partner, with your children, with your friends, the way that you see the world. We went 30 minutes long, but I had so much fun doing this. I could go 30 minutes more plus, but your time is precious. This replay will be up on Instagram and my Facebook group. Feel free to drop any questions. I'm going to leave a space for the homework that you received through the email that I sent. If you haven't signed up for the challenge and you want to receive this homework, go ahead and do so. I'm so excited. Drop the homework below and I'll leave some feedback. If you have questions, I will answer them. Thank you so much for all those that attended. This was amazing. I hope that you all had a great experience with this. And yes, I hope that you have a great day. All right. Bye-bye.